one red, pour out the Jameson for ancestors to swig.
You rescue me yet again. You put me first everywhere. You make me feel better than the mother dudes. You rescue me yet again. You put me first everywhere. You make me feel better than the mother dudes.
Thank you for tuning to the Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland. Really appreciate the love. Make sure you guys click the link in the bio. Like, subscribe. You know what to do. And you know what we do here, man. It's all black everything. Black love, black relationships, black wealth, black community. And coming up with solutions and knowledge for the black community. So make sure you guys like, subscribe. Appreciate the love. So on this one, I came across this one. This was a young man speaking about, I believe it's called Eight at the Table. It's a show on Facebook. And this young man, he's talking to a couple women about, he says that he feels that they're delusional. Well, basically the post is what delusional looks like, the reality of chasing rich men. So these young ladies, I didn't really hear him say too much about rich men on like that, but I do want to do a little review on what they did say and add my 2 cents. So let's go.
That you've gotten these things from other men.
Okay.
Previously,
yes.
Right? Are you with any of them now?
No.
Okay. So I don't know what the reasons might be for them not working. But my question is, if they were giving you everything that you were asking for, well, why didn't you keep them?
So every situation is different, but several of the guys that I've dated in the past, our core fundamental values weren't aligned. And because of that, it just wouldn't have worked out long term. And I feel like those things are more important and very important when you get past the dating phase and if the main thing, if he's like a certain type of way that you're looking for, it comes down to okay, can I build a life with this man? Can I have children with this man? Can I see myself, long term with this man? Do our values line up? And if it doesn't make sense to keep going.
So, okay, we're going down the road, just letting you know.
Okay.
We're going down the road.
What are the values, the core values that you're seeking and realistically, want for your spouse to have?
I want him to be a family man. He wants to, have children. He wants to have a family. He has a relationship with God. He, we vibe. He makes me laugh. We have chemistry. We enjoy each other's company. He is a provider, a protector. He's always dating me, pursuing me. He's always doing things that make a relationship, last longer than just if you just stop putting into the effort. So I guess someone who's consistent, someone who's putting in effort, someone who wants to be there, wants to be in the relationship. That's the kind of things that I look for in a man.
Okay, so all right, I'm going with my own theory. So now, this is what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong. We can discuss this too. This is where I think sometimes the delusion sets in, is when your core values is really what you want. Because you've had not you specifically, I'm just speaking in general, right? The core values is really what people are looking for to sustain a long-term relationship. But they're leading with the tangibles that are technically, subjective. Because if I can...
I would say, just jumping in, we date backwards now, period. We date backwards, okay? Excuse me. These days, the first time meeting or the first time kicking it with somebody, you're taking them out on a date, right? And that's really just a meet and greet. Let's just keep it a buck. It's a meet and greet. You're meeting a person for the first time, see if y'all cool, if y'all vibing, whatever. Then, instead, let's just say our parents back in the day. Back in the day, when they met, they would meet, kick it, Wasn't about going on no trip. Wasn't about going out to an expensive dinner. It was really just about love, appreciation, consistency, being a good man, being there for your significant other, stuff like that, values. Now I feel like women don't look, they look at values second. Like she's talking about, being in a relationship with guys, and after a certain amount of time, she understood or she recognized that they didn't have the same core values as her. You should have known that from the jump. You knew, in my opinion, you knew that from the jump. You just chose to ignore it because you wanted to have fun, you wanted to kick it. And then once the fun and the kicking it, got boring, okay, then it was like, you know what? You're really not even my, you're not really even my type. You don't even have my core values, but I appreciate you spending your money and wasting your time with me. So now I'm going to move on to the next man who may have the values I'm looking for. That's not cool.
Because that's all these tangible things, take you on a trip or do whatever and take you to this restaurant, buy you clothes and pay for your hair and nails. But I don't align with God, or I'm not a family man, then I still don't work for you. Mm-hmm. So I think what we got to do, and people who are in this spot, in this place where everyone is using the social media to kind of, showcase who they are, is be more in depth with who you are, right? Because if I say, hey, you know what? I want a woman who is a mother, a good motherly woman for kids, and, she's family oriented and, such and such. Mm-hmm. I think that limits the backlash, because I can't live with a girl who's not a family oriented woman, right? Okay. But I can date a girl who, is a bad B. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? But like she's only temporary, just as is the things that you're asking for the man. So now my question to you, to make it full circles, given that your dating history, if you had those things and it didn't work out, do you feel as if your expectations were in the wrong place? No. Okay. And I don't think so, because it's eventually the man that I end up with, the man that I marry, will be able to fulfill those.
The way she's talking, though, doesn't sound like you're going to get married. That's, let's just keep it a buck. If R.I.P. the Godfather, but we already know if Kevin Samuels was here, danger zone, she would be in the danger zone, okay? Because, you're not a 10 at all. You may be financially stable, but once again, men don't care about finances. So, hopefully she does find a husband, but it sounds like you've been going through good men and you just chose to not stay with them because they may not have been financially able to, fulfill your needs or whatever the case may be. I'm going to go into something else, but I'm going to let this play a little bit longer.
Requirements. So I feel like I'm wasting a man's time if he doesn't agree with it. Because I feel like you said my values are what I want. Yes, this is what I want. So a man who wants to date me and is, and I let them know, because I'm very upfront, I'm very straightforward. I don't like to be, deceitful or beat around the bush. Like, what you're getting, because I'm very out there with it, because I don't want to waste his time and be disingenuous. I feel like I'm being my genuine self when I let you know, like, this is what I like and this is what I want.
I think what happens is people try to set the bar high, right? They set the bar high to protect themselves, and they set the bar high because if I can at least get this, if this doesn't work out, I still got something out of it. But realistically, the bar being set high is really disregarding and dismissing what you need and trying to replace it with what you want.
What do I need?
What you need is a family man. What you need is all the reasons for why the guy who possessed all the tangible things gave you, but didn't work out. Those missing elements are the actual necessities, because if he possessed those, I'm assuming he would probably still be here.
Yes, you're right. And yeah, exactly. It didn't work out because he wasn't that family man that I'm looking for. And I'm going to ask you, how do you determine?
Well, first off, if you want a man that makes $600,000, 7 figures a year, okay, he's not going to be much of a family man because he has to work. I'm not saying he's not going to take care of his family and be there for his family, when he can. But any man, especially black man, any black man out here making 5, 6, 7 figures, okay, we don't have the time. Like, honestly, we don't. So, you, like I said, it's crazy, but you want a high value man, or you want a man that makes all this money, but he's going to be at home all the time with the kids. It's not going to happen.
In a dating relationship, if he is going to be that person for you, because I've dated guys who don't have money and who don't match the requirements. They can't give me those. They can't provide for me in that way. They're definitely family men, but I'm thinking about, okay, like, I'm going to have to go to work. I'm going to have to, like, bring the bread home. I'm going to have to, like, take care of us because he's a nice guy and he's...
So you don't just want a nice man, or you want an old-fashioned man. That's what it sounds like to me. You want a man that's going to take care of you and the home and make sure that you're good, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want, then go for it. I will tell you that there's not too many men out there that are still on that level, unfortunately. A lot of these younger men coming up, they don't have that type of mentality. So, I don't know how old this young lady is, but from the looks of it, it sounds like she doesn't want to settle, and nobody, I would feel, would want to settle. Nobody would want to say, oh, well, I settled for my girlfriend because, I couldn't find nobody else. Nobody wants to settle. But there are a lot of people out there who do settle, because it goes back to Tyler Perry's, that one movie, I think it was Why Did I Get Married, when he talked about the 80-20 rule. And once again, I'm not a huge Tyler Perry fan, but that's one thing that I remember from one of his movies that made a lot of sense to me. It was the 80-20 rule. Meaning, your spouse, the one that you love, or the one that you want, or the one that you may end up with, is not going to be 100%. They're only going to be 80%. So, if your man is giving you, time, he's loving you, he's a family man, he helps out around the house, helps you with your car, doesn't make more money than you, but all these things that he brings to the table are valuable. That is 80. Like, that man has 80%. Now, I'm sorry, the 20% isn't, he's not making $100,000 a year. He may not even be making $60,000 a year, okay? But he has all these other values that he has. He's just missing one that he's not working, that he can't fulfill for you. A smart woman, which I feel like, our older women were a lot smarter, our ancestors and our mothers and our grandmothers. An older woman would understand that and say, okay, you know what? Everything that I need over here, he's taking care of. He has a job, he's working, he ain't making that much. He don't make more than me, but he makes up for it by taking care of the house, taking care of me, making sure my car is good, making sure the house is good, making sure everything is fixed, things of that nature. So 80-20 rule is facts. Like, you're not going to find somebody who checks every single box. So you have to, the word is settle, but you have to find the person that checks the most boxes. Okay? All right. Like I said, he may do all these things. He doesn't do this one thing. Still seems like that would be a good choice to choose him. Okay? And a lot of times women, they look at a man as he is now. You know what I'm saying? But they don't ever think about or look at a man at his ambition, at what he wants out of life, what he wants to do with his life. So that's how you, in my opinion, that's how you get those guys who, like she said, who don't really make that much money, who take care of their family, but they they may be lazy and they don't want to do anything and they don't want to really attribute anything. Because I've seen and know a lot. Well, I don't know any men who do this, but I have seen men that, you know, they don't work. They don't. All they want to do is live off the woman. And there's some women out there that, hey, they dig that. They want a man that doesn't have a job, that has to depend on them. And they do that so that they can control that man and tell that man what he can do and what he can't do. I see that all the time, and it's crazy.
He's a family guy, and maybe he's a good father, but he's not a provider. And that puts me in a really bad position.
But for you to say he's not a provider, he is a provider. If he has children and stuff, I mean, unless he's a deadbeat dad, okay, and he doesn't care about himself, he may not be able to provide some of the things that you want, but as long as he can provide for himself, as long as he can provide for his children, that should be enough. You know, you got your own money. You bring your own money to the table. You can provide for yourself. Now, when we come to the table, it shouldn't always be about what I can provide for you. I mean, I'm going to provide for you because I'm a man, period. But I'm going to provide, I can provide protection. I can provide love. I can provide maintenance. I can provide home improvement. I can provide so many things other than dick and money. So,
to be the provider.
Is it okay for a man to be, I'm just asking this is his opinion. Actually, ladies, you know, is it okay for a man to be a good husband, a good father, and not a financial provider?
No.
I think it depends. I'll say it's
I'm just acting.
what?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I got to hear that question again. Hold on. What? Wait a minute. What? And she said no. Hold on. Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. What did he just ask them?
Be a good husband, a good father, and not a financial provider?
No.
I think it depends.
Asking personals.
Oh, yeah.
I'm answering. I think it's subjective because someone who may not be able to provide financially for you can be all these other great things, and that is okay for you. But it might not be okay for me, for her, or for her. You know.
That's why a lot of our black women are single. Okay? This is why.